You know who I am?
Yes, sir, I do.
My name is Louis, and I'm the host of what?
Oh, Jesus. Ain't no days off.
Ain't no days off. And this is...
My name is Jasmine. Very nice to meet you guys.
Where are you from?
I'm from Charlotte.
Charlotte?
Yes, born and raised.
You love it here?
I love it here. It's a beautiful city, beautiful people.
If you could move out of Charlotte, where would you move to?
Thailand or probably definitely Thailand.
Thailand?
Yes.
All right, Jasmine. What would your Thailand name be?
I never thought about that. I really never thought about that.
All right, well, if you think about it in the middle, just let me know.
Okay.
All right. So, Jasmine from Charlotte, you've been here all your life?
Yes, I have been in Charlotte for most of my life, yes.
Okay, how was it growing up?
Do you mean like just in a city or like interpersonal in my home?
Let's go with the city first. Like, how are the people here? How are the people?
I'll say overall, I enjoyed, growing up in Charlotte. I do believe that this is a very welcoming city. I think that it's just a whole vibe, big city vibes.
Okay. All right. How was it growing up in your home?
It was, I was raised in a single parent household by my mother. I have 3 other brothers and I'm the oldest. So if I could give it to you as quickly as possible, I'll say that my childhood was very structured, I think structured is the best word for it. Okay. Very structured.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I see that with a lot of single parent homes, because they're working, the breadwinners, they making stuff happen, so they want things to happen the way they want it to happen because they're. Do you think it would have been different if it was a 2-parent household?
Absolutely. I think that originally my mother and her husband, they did give us that 2-parent household. So I think that there was a huge difference when it was my mother and her husband, and then when it switched over to just my mother, because I watched my mother go from, having a husband that was willing to, pay the bills and take care of us and stuff like that or whatever, and then, maybe some situations occurred, and then when they separated, I watched the woman that was, the woman getting taken care of now be the person that's to take care of her, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So I feel like when she got into her single woman mode and in that single parent household, I think that I saw a completely different type of woman.
Okay, yeah, and I can, good or bad?
I think it's both, good and bad.
Okay.
I think it's both. I believe that it was good for me to see that because I think that she actually taught me a lot of things when it came down to, nobody's gonna put the food on your table. You gotta get it on your table.
Being independent.
Being independent, but the bad part of being independent is you don't want to raise a woman to be independent. You know what I'm saying? It has to be some type of balance, because if a woman is too independent, well, now you're raising a woman to be, another single mother, if that makes sense.
So why you don't raise raise them to be independent, but also let them know that finding a companion or relationship is a good thing.
Yes,
too.
It's a positive. Yes, absolutely.
And that way, if that relationship don't work out, then you can go right back to being
Exactly.
Because I've been doing this.
Yes. I watched my mother do it, so I know it's possible. However, I feel like with her getting married, my mother was really young when she got married, really young when she had us. So with her getting married, what she taught me in that moment was I needed to find a husband. I needed to find someone that could potentially take care of us. However, if anything ever got rocky, well, it's still very possible for you to take care of yourself too. That's in a nutshell, that's basically what she taught me. Yeah.
Okay, so are you grateful for that?
I'm very grateful, extremely grateful. It was tough, and it was, like I said, very structured. But when I take a look back at it now as a 29-year-old woman, and then I look around and I'm just like, she never walked away from me. You know what I'm saying? It makes me extremely grateful.
So, you never got a chance to meet your uncles?
No.
They were great. I promise you, they were great people.
Yeah.
But have you heard about them?
I've definitely heard some things about them. I actually saw one of them in one of my dreams. Can't make this up. I've never met him a day in my life, but I did see one of them in my dreams, and I know it was him because my grandmother has a picture of him, and he has on a striped old school shirt.
Stank or Allen?
I don't know which one of them it is, but I know that she had a picture of him. I didn't see him in his adult form. I saw him in that form.
Okay. And
he was basically telling me my oldest brother was going through some things, and when it happened, I cannot make this up. Like on my kids, he came to me in a dream, and he was telling me like everything gonna be okay. I already went through this. Like he's gonna be all right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I did hear a lot of things about them. Some pretty decent things about them. But I would have loved to meet them myself. I think that my brothers would have had an easier life had they met their uncles too.
Yeah. Rest in peace, James Owens. Rest in peace, Alan Kuzart. Do you think, because you was talking about they came to you in your dream and told you everything was going to be all right because they went through it too, do you think experience is a great teacher?
I think experience, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think without experience, it's just like, without experience, you're just kind of, can I curse or no?
Yes.
Without experience, you're basically blowing out your ass. That's the way I look at it. Because I can tell you something, but certain experiences are going to motivate you to listen to me. But without those experiences, it might be like, well, I mean, she's had it easy forever, so. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah.
I mean, because it's some things. Experience can teach you, the concrete can teach you that school can't, you can't learn this in the classroom.
Yeah, I'm not a big advocate for school. I will say that I'm not a big advocate for school. I'm not a big advocate for college. My kids want to do it, okay, but I'm not one of those parents that's like, school.
I just made a post about that. I don't even know if you've seen it or if you may be referring to it. I just made a post yesterday about, I think that was one of the worst decisions that I've made going to school. At the time, I was so happy, but the debt and the interest that is accumulating and and it may just be that I am sort of in my field, but I'm not getting paid my degree field pay, wage, and it may just be like, I don't see it right now. It may be coming, but right now at this moment, I feel like it was kind of a bad decision. People telling me that it'll come if I just hold on. Yeah, I do believe that. I'm a fighter. But moving forward, was there any trauma?
Yeah, definitely
in life, not just at home, but in life, at home, anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. I think that a lot of my trauma was, I think that my mother took a lot of my trauma on her back, and because she took that trauma, a lot of things that she went through as a child, she did not want us to go through, and in return, she did everything that she thought was best. But even with her doing everything she think was best, we still, in a sense, experienced trauma. Not, just with her, but just like with the outside world. Because I think that because we were not afforded certain things, when it comes down to male role model, just things in general that I think that, we needed as kids, I think that those traumas kind of, it forced, I'm trying to explain this the right way. I think the traumas forced us down a certain path, and then we had to hurry up and clean it up before that trauma did away with us, if that's the best way to explain it.
Do you think it forced you to grow up too fast?
Yeah. Yeah.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're talking about trauma as far as physical things, mental things, spirit, like I heard you say that affording different things. Was you talking about like clothes, cars, food, or stuff like that, or more of a mental thing?
More of like a mental thing. Like, I think that when how you asked the question about parenting and households and two-parent households, I have friends that were brought up in two-parent households, and the difference between us is it's extremely visible. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't see it from the outside what those differences are, but when you actually sit down and you have a conversation with us and you ask them what they went through, and you ask me and my brothers what we went through, there's a complete difference. So it's like,
looking back, you're a grown woman now. Looking back, do you think that your mom did the best that she could do with what she was working with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And as kids, we can't see it then because as a child, we're so selfish. We want what we want, but we're so selfish. We, like, now being an adult with kids, now you realize the things that they went through. That just to put food on the table, clothes, Christmas, like now you really, but we couldn't feel it as children.
Yeah. I think that for a very long time, I resented my mother so much. I mean, I wholeheartedly resented her. And it was to the point to where the resentment that I had, it blocked and blinded me from it won't be my kids. So she moved a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? I used to be extremely jealous when, you know, we would go to family functions and all of the family knew each other, but we didn't know them too much. You know what I'm saying? And my mother's response was always, you know, I want to block y'all from certain things. And I did not understand it. I'm like, well, no, like, you know, my cousins, all of them cool. I want to be with my cousins. Like, they having fun. You know, they get to do certain things. They not getting whoopings. You know what I'm saying? They get the, you know, they run around Gridtown. They known in Gridtown. I'm not known in Gridtown. Don't nobody, you know what I'm saying? So I used to have a certain level of, well, dang, ma, you know, let me be cool. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, well, you know, why you think you about to be cool? Come catch this butt whoop, and then on top of that, you're gonna appreciate me one day. But it's like, you don't see that when you're a child.
Right.
You like, no, let me be great. But her stopping me from doing the things that I wanted to do helped me be able to do the things I want to do now. Had she not had us as structured as she did, I think that I would be in a completely different place. I think that there would have been another cycle ran, and I think that my brothers would, you know, regardless of their situations, I think that they would either be dead or in jail.
So you saying that was the way your mother ran her household was a good thing?
Yes, it was a great thing. It was a great thing.
Wow, yeah.
It's because think about it, when you're a child and your friends get to go down the block, you like, I want to do it too. And you got your friends that'll come back and tell you how fun it is. And you like, if I ask my mama, you know, can I go hang out? My mama gonna tell me no. She gonna tell me to sit in here and hang out with my brother. She's gonna tell me to go get on the laptop and do some work. She's gonna tell me to do I don't want to do that. I want to go hang out.
And that's because she got that experience we was talking about. We went through that. Like, I remember asking my mom, can I do certain stuff? And she said, no, you can't do that. I remember her telling me to them not your friends, but they are my friends. Like
we fighting our parents. They are too our friends.
Yeah, they are our friends. You just don't understand. As we got older, we realized a lot of the stuff they told us, they were right. And we were just so closed-minded and so selfish that we didn't understand. Like they can walk out of class and cuss their teacher out and hang out late, and they go home and then they be right outside. But when I get in trouble at school, I'm on punishment. I can't do this and
I'm
I
getting
can't
a whooping.
Yeah, why? Like we didn't understand, but now we realize they gave us what they had and they wanted the best for us.
Yep.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I remember, just real quick, I remember there was my grandmother was having a Thanksgiving dinner at her house, and my great grandmother was coming over from the nursing home. You know, they was getting her and stuff like that. The entire family was there. My Uncle Kevin.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to my Uncle Kevin. You know, the younger generation and stuff like that. And I used to always, I don't care what the family function was, I always wanted to go to Dee Dee house. Dee Dee is my other cousin. Dee Dee is my big cousin. I always wanted to go to Dee Dee house. Dee Dee house was fun. Yeah. You know, Dee Dee house, I didn't get into no trouble. You know what I'm saying? You know, she was in a sense like my favorite big cousin. You know what I'm saying? I can go over there and I'm like, dang, I can talk to Dee Dee about anything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna get into no trouble. I can do something and I'm not gonna get into no trouble. You know, so I would ask, you know, at that particular event, I said, Mom, you know, I want to go with Dee Dee. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling Dee Dee, I'm like, Dee Dee, ask my mom if I can come with you. So, of course, you know, Dee Dee like, yeah, you can come with me, girl, I don't care. My mama, on the other hand, no, you're not going today. I'm like, Mom, why I can't go? She got nothing at all with boys with her. You're not going with her. Right. Mind you, the boys are my cousins. So I'm like, well, I should still be able to go. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like in those moments, like I used to tell myself, like, well, you know, this is not fair. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's doing this out of spite. She doing this because she don't like me. She doing this because she can't stand me. Not realizing that in those moments, what she was trying to do is, you know, now that I'm older and I have brothers, you know what I'm saying? And I know how my friends move when they come to, when they used to come to my house with my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that, you know, anything would happen, but like, you know, it's just a certain type of energy she wanted.
Well, you know, Dee Dee, you know, Dee Dee been off the porch.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was like, I can go over there, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. Dee Dee never let me do anything bad. But if I wanted to sit upstairs and roam all day and watch TV, I could do that. She
understood. Like she was a young lady and you wasn't young coming up on her.
It was like my break away from home. You know what I'm saying? But then it's just like when you go to New Orleans. You can't go to New Orleans every day and have fun. At some point in time, New Orleans is gonna be like, well, dang, I ain't getting nothing done by being here every single day. I gotta go back home and I gotta get stuff together. Okay. If that makes sense.
That definitely makes sense. So you're growing up. You're learning life. What life is about.
Life is tearing me up.
Yeah. How was school?
As far as school, like I said, my mother was very structured, so I always got good grades. I didn't bring home a bad grade until I hit high school. And
well, you thought you were grown or something?
I did. I thought I was grown. And me and my mother, we were going through so much because, you know, you know, thinking that I can say what I want, do what I want. The high school was so much of shit. It was terrible. It was just bad. It wasn't good for me.
What wasn't good about it?
So I got pregnant. My 12th grade year, I got pregnant with my son, Jaden. That's my baby. That's my heart. But after, you know, my mother telling me over and over again, I had you when I was young. Don't make the same mistake I made. like I said, I was in a mode of resentment, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, well, I wanted to do fun stuff, you wouldn't let me, so, you know, get out my face. So, you know, I'm doing a complete opposite of what she's telling me at this point, you know what I'm saying? So I wound up getting pregnant with my son, my 12th grade year. I still graduated. I graduated second in my class, by the way, you know.
Hey.
Yeah, but after that, it was pretty much game time, and I didn't understand that. I still wanted to be outside. I wanted to run the streets. I didn't know what it meant to be a mother. I didn't know what sacrifice meant. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, that I needed to clean my act up. It was just more so of, I'm a teenager, let me be a teenager. Let me do what I want to do.
And because she didn't, and she still was strict on you, you developed a resentment.
Because she did not let me do while I was in her household. Once I got out of her household, it went down.
And now you realize that resentment that you had hurted you more than it helped you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's growth.
Yeah, but like it's one of those things, and the only reason why I'm gonna mention this is because I feel like, you know, us as women and us as mothers, we need to really get this under lock, because now that I'm older, you know, our relationship is a lot better. But one thing that I really wanted from my mother is, sometimes I did want a friend. Sometimes I did want somebody, you know what I'm saying, that I could just simply say, hey, Ma, I like this boy. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, even when the topic of sex came up, we didn't talk about sex. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about why, you know, my lady parts were so special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just more so of, you can go out here and be grown if you want to. You're going to take care of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain things that, you know, her mother did not do with her. So in return, she did not do it with me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So you go on, you have your baby.
I would say I went through a portion in life where I struggled really, really hard. My son had a mother because he had my grandmother. And I wasn't being responsible. I wasn't, you know, doing the right things with my money. I wanted to party. I wanted to hang out. I wanted to, you know, I was finally free and able to be this version of Jasmine that was concealed for so long. I couldn't get a whooping for it. I couldn't get yelled at for it. There was no punishment there.
Do what
you
you
know
want to do.
I could do what I wanted to do.
And like you can't skip the struggle, the beginnings. And the reason why, because that's what made us. Because if we don't go through struggles down here, and then we go on in life and we get successful, in the minute things come our way that we ain't experienced before, we don't know what to do.
We don't know what to do. But see, my mother is so crazy, because I always used to be so angry at her. Like, Ma, you let me struggle. You know what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? But if she did not let me struggle, and my mother put her hands away from me at one point. I mean, she literally took her hands off of me and said, all right, you think you grown? You want to try to cuss me out? You deal with life.
Be grown.
And she told me to be grown. And what happened was, I thought I did that, and life was so good it was fun, but it was the struggle, you know what I'm saying? I remember I got a friend who I slept on her couch, you know what I'm saying?
But life is fun.
But life was fun to me, because that same friend, you know, she would get liquor, you know what I'm saying? She would, you know, it would be a party. It was a party every night, you know what I'm saying? She had the house that everybody would come to and drink at and stuff like that. And mind you, throughout this point in time, I'm hanging around people that, you know, they're on the same time as me. I don't really have nobody in my ear telling me, Jasmine, you know, we all hanging out, but we don't got kids. You got a son, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really have nobody correcting my my wrongs, except for, you know, my mama in my ear, like, you need to get yourself together. But also, like I said, I'm resenting her at this point, so I can't even hear what she's saying. My grandmother, she's like, you know, well, I'm not about to keep doing this for too long, but she did, so I continued.
Okay.
But I literally remember, like, you know, I was sleeping on somebody's couch. You know what I'm saying?
Living your best life.
Thinking it looked so good on social media.
Didn't have your kid at the time.
No. Well, okay. So I've always had custody of my baby, but what I would do is, like, you know, my baby, he would be in the house with me. You know what I'm saying? In a way, it's just, I feel like he kind of went through the struggle that I went through with me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So and you know, like, and that's growing up. Like, all we want to be is grown. We don't know once we start growing, them bills gonna start kicking our ass. Them decisions we make that we didn't see, like when they got to, like, shop on the clearance rack for us, and when they got to, like, use the coupon, like, we didn't see that part of the struggle. Like, I got money, but this bill is due, and you know, and everybody don't struggle. But I'm just saying, my mama did. Yeah, your mama did. And everybody don't see that part. Then you get grown, like, kicking your ass. You find yourself on the couch. Like, what happened once you stop sleeping on that couch?
I can tell y'all the exact day that I got off that couch. Now, mind you, like I said, my mother had completely removed her hands. And in all of this, like I said, I don't believe she was innocent, because she was dealing with me how she would deal with a woman that's just getting on her nerves at this point. You know what I'm saying? She don't know how to deal with it because she was not equipped with the proper tools to deal with what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know how to, you know, she wanted to use her muscle to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so literally, I had, at this point in time, I was, you know, hanging out with a group of girls, and like I said, I was sleeping on my homegirl couch. But I started to realize that I was being talked about. You know what I'm saying? So while me and them were hanging out, everything was cool. However, behind closed doors, there were certain conversations that I was not a part of, but my name was in, and I said, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, obviously, I'm not wanted here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm laying on this couch, so I'm thinking that it's cool. But I called my grandmother, and I told my grandma, I said, you know, grandma, like, I need help. I need to come home. You know, I don't really see it. I just don't see things really changing for me right now.
What did she say?
She told me, she was like, well, I'm gonna talk to your mama. And when I do, you need to come over here humbly and apologize.
But you did go home.
I went home. And my life changed when I went home.
Your life changed for the good. So what happened once you went there, as far as your life, like, what happened?
So I think I went home around the age of probably about like 21. I went back home.
Do you want to share your age or no?
Yeah, I'm 29 now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 29 now. But I went back home.
You don't look it.
Cause stop playing. But I went back home when I was 21. And I remember my mama was still giving me hell. I'm like, bro, why is this lady bothering me? But now she done started to resent me. You know what I'm saying? Because she's angry at me because she like, you know, I done gave you the best of me. I done sacrificed all of this, and you got the nerve to sit up here and, you know what I'm saying, act like you mad at me. So, you know, she was going through her own stuff while I'm going through mine. So her and I were still butting heads terribly, to the point where it's like, I'm only here because, you know, see, I just need somewhere to stay. But other than that, I'll ready to go. But when I moved back in with my mother, I think I stayed there probably about a year.
Okay.
And I started working for this place called Wingstop. And I went to Wingstop. I cannot make this up. I went on Indeed. I filled out an application. I went to Wingstop, and, you know, I told the dude, I was like, look, I kind of need this job. Mind you, you know, I'm 21 years old. I don't got no money. And I had just got fired from this place called Pitney Bowes. It was a mail room. Like, you know, we sort mail and stuff like that. Okay. They fired me, so I didn't have no money. And so I started working at Wingstop. I was making, I think, $8.50.
21 years old.
21 years old.
Okay.
$8.50. So, yes, I started working there or whatever. And then within a week or two of me working there, they like, you can be a manager. I'm like, I've never been a manager nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I've never been able to keep a job. I've never been responsible enough to keep a job. So I know I can't be no manager here. The lady that owned that place, whatever she saw in me, I don't know what she saw, but she wound up actually making me a manager.
Okay.
When she does not know it, her name is Alex. And you know, Alex, if you do hear this, I just gotta thank you because I think that you definitely contributed to my success too. But Alex made me a manager. When she made me a manager, it made me believe in me. Because I'm like, oh shoot, like I'm actually like running her store for her. You know what I'm saying? I learned so many different things there. You know, I learned how to count money. Like I'm talking about like money, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning how to order products and stuff like that when we're low on products. I'm learning how to actually manage people and get them to do their job. So I'm learning all these different things. I'm learning how to conduct interviews. I'm learning how to do all these different things that a manager is supposed to do, to the point where she winds up making me the general manager or whatever. So now I'm like, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, I'm actually doing something that actually means something. And then because of all of that, I'm like, well shoot, I might as well see what else I can do in this world, this big old world. And so I went and I talked to a recruiter, a military recruiter, and
the Army,
the Army recruiter. I went and I talked to him, and he, you know, gave me a list of requirements, and he said if you can meet this list, you know what I'm saying, you can join the military.
Okay.
You know, he tell me all the good things about it and stuff like that. So I wound up enlisting. I think I officially enlisted on May 3rd of 2000 and maybe like 2017 maybe.
That's when you enlisted into the Army?
I think so. 2000, because the law was born 2019. Maybe 2018. Maybe 2018 is when I officially enlisted.
Okay.
18, 19, 21. Yep, 2018. I officially enlisted May 3rd of 2018. And once I joined, it's like Wingstop gave me the motivation, but the military actually saved me, I believe. I think the military is what like really showed me that there's so much more to this world than Charlotte. There's so much more to this world than just working to pay your bills. Like you meet so many different people.
How long did you stay in the military?
3 years.
3 years?
I did 3 years and got out. Yeah.
Okay, so you wasn't so you the structure, you happen to do what people tell you to do. Like how was that? Did you catch on right away?
Well, the yelling, like when I first went to basic, a lot of the girls was crying. I'm talking about they crying. She yelling at me. The drill sergeant yelling at me. I'm like, shit, y'all don't know Trinette. This ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, so Trinette been yelling my whole life.
So your mom,
I'm good.
So you had already
I was already at home with a drill sergeant. So when I went, exactly. I was just like, hey, you know, I'll say that the military, my mother had already had me structured, but the military, they enforced that structure, and then they started teaching me about the world, teaching me about the things I really needed to know. 3 things you learned in the military. That the world is still very racist. Number 1, that is at the very top of my list. The world is still very, very racist. Number 2, that you need to listen. Not listening will get you killed. And then number 3, there's just more to life. Like you should experience life to the fullest. And you was in the Army, so you didn't learn to be all that you can be. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So you get out the Army. You still and your grandmama, she's taking care of your kid. Yes.
So you get out the Army, and did you go back home, or did you get your own place? How was it? So before I joined the military, and this is why I say I grew up I didn't really fully grow up until about 22, because
in the midst of me staying at my mother's home, this is before I joined the military. I was working at Wingstop, and one of my homegirls had just moved into this house. I'm like, well, she didn't move in. Her boyfriend had just got a house. I'm like, yo, we 21, 22. How can you afford a house? She's like, we paid $800. This right here was obviously years ago, so they were paying $800 and something for a 2-bedroom. I'm like, hold up, I can afford that. Yeah. So mind you, I'm 21 years old. Met my mama. Me and my mother had got into a big argument, big blowout, extremely huge. And I had my cousin kids with me that day. The argument that we got into had got so disrespectful that some things happened, and in that happening, it happened in front of my baby, my son. And I said, you know something, I'm too old to be staying at her house. You know, this is her kingdom. I'm gonna let her have her kingdom. I gotta get out on my own, and I need to make some shake. So I wound up calling my homegirl, hey, does your landlord have any more houses? She gives me his number. He has a 2-bedroom in Mint Hill for $795.
Wow.
2-bedroom house now for $795. So I got my first house when I was, I think, just about to turn 22. I was about to turn 22. And then responsibility kicked in, because I said, oh shoot, I got this house. I done spent all my money on this house. I don't even got no food. So I started calling around, calling family members. And then I really learned what family, you know what I'm saying, what they will do and what they won't do, because I started calling family members. And in that moment, I don't think, my grandmother couldn't do, because, you know, she was already going through her stuff. But I didn't have, when I got my house, I didn't have not one family member that actually came through to help me. My best friend's mother came to my job when I was working at Wingstop and brought me $80. And that $80, I went to the grocery store and I bought some groceries with it. Then I had another really good friend that I known for a while. When she got her check, she gave me $60. So with my best friend mama $80 and my homegirl $60, you know, that's what me and JJ ate off of in that house for the next 2 weeks. So I got paid again. Okay. But yeah, so that's when responsibility really kicked in.
When you got your own place.
When I got my own place.
All you was thinking about getting out the house and getting your own place.
That's it, yeah.
Then responsibility started kicking in butt.
So when I got that place, I was still working at Wingstop, but then I wound up going off to the military, but I still had my place back home. Okay. So my grandmother and my mother.
I always wondered, do they pay you in the military?
What type of money we talking about?
Was they paying you enough to keep your house?
That was, yeah, because my rent was only 7 something.
Yeah.
The military, what people don't know about the military, when they hear the military, they think of money. The military pays you by giving you a mindset. Okay. That you get more of a mindset than you do of money. Okay. In the military, I think my check every 2 weeks was probably about $1,100 to $1,200, but it's because I had my son on my documents and he was my dependent. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Had I not had a dependent, my check would have been like $700 every 2 weeks. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so when I came back home, I went back to my original house. You know what I'm saying? They still had everything running. My house was still clean, all of that. So it was just like a smooth transition. But I left a little girl and I came back a grown woman. Literally. Okay. My mother raised me, but the military made me. Okay. So serious.
Yeah. So now you're grown up. You're out the army. You got your baby. When did you realize that you had a resentment towards your mother and you wanted to fix it? Because it's hard taking responsibility. Yeah. Because if you've been fighting with somebody for 15, 20 years, and then, on year 20, you realize it was right the whole time. It's hard, but it takes an adult, a person that's grown and about their business, to admit they've been wrong for 20 years.
I'm 29 now. I realized I was wrong and that she was right in so many different ways when I turned 29. Not at that age, but I wound up getting into a really, really bad car accident. Probably a lot and this is so recent, and I feel it's kind of embarrassing admitting that it took this long, but I got into an accident where a tractor trailer had hit me and my daughter, And as soon as it happened in that moment, all I could do was call my grandmother and my mother. And my mother, as soon as she heard me crying, and I said, Mom, you know, me and Delilah just got hit by a tractor trailer. My mother, she's at work, by the way. She's in a whole different state at work. My mother said, she said, what just happened? I said, a tractor trailer just hit us. My mother, you could literally hear it in her voice how terrified she was. She dropped everything she was doing and was trying to make her way back to Charlotte. And mind you, I'm crying. She's on the phone crying. I'm like, Mom, I'm good, though. I'm good. You know, she's like, no, I didn't come down there. Like, you just, you know what I'm saying? You just got into a bad accident. Now, you know, that was the first time that I think I've ever really had like a crazy experience like that. But once that happened, my mother went from calling me every week to calling me every single day, almost 3 times a day. And when that happened, I asked my mama, I said, Mom, you've been calling me every day. What's going on with you? And my mother's response was, I thought I almost lost my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And when she said that, it's like my mind, in that moment, I said, you don't dislike me. You really do love me. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know it's that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful because a lot of people don't never get a chance to make it right. They hold on to these resentments. If something would have happened to you, God forbid, like you would have never been able to make that right. Now you got a chance to make. I've seen family that didn't talk. I'm talking about parents and kids or brothers and sisters that didn't talk, was mad at each other. One of them passed away or something happened, and they had a chance to make, because it's when you up there laid out in front of the church, it's too late. It's too late to say, I'm sorry, I wish I did this. You had years to try to make it right. And sometimes, like, I understand you have toxic relationships. And I understand, like, you ain't, like, and I understand, like, see, cause I can love you and I can make it right without, we ain't got to hang out all the time. I just want you to know I love you and you can call me.
Yeah.
But being in each other's presence, I know we're toxic, like we're gonna get into it. But the point of me telling you I love you and you know I'm there if you need me, or will make me feel so much better.
It makes you feel, I called my best friend after I got off the phone with my mama. And I told my best friend, I said, like, I think my mother, for the longest time, and it does not mean that she did not love me, but I told my best friend, I said, my mama really loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother is terrified to lose me. And you could hear it. Literally, all I asked her was, I said, Mom, you have been calling me every day since my accident, multiple times a day. What is going on? When she said, because she thought she almost lost her daughter, it's like, she didn't say that I love you in that moment, but I think the little girl in me heard, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was, I needed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now, if you would have did this same exact interview last year, there would have been no appreciation in me for her. You know what I'm saying? But just knowing for a fact that I got somebody that I can go through hell and back with, and they still willing to say, you know what I'm saying, after everything that her and I went through, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I love you, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm happy that you're here, I'm happy that it's not too late, I'm happy that, you know, I'm not planning a funeral for you, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to have this relationship with you. That's all I wanted. And it's like instantly every bit of resentment dropped. I think I dropped my white flag. I threw up my white flag. I think she threw up her white flag. And I no longer feel like it's her and I no longer feel like it's me against her. I feel like now it's us against whoever. You know what I'm saying? And I needed that. I needed that so bad because for so long I've held so much anger. So much anger. And all of that anger went out the window.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So how do you think you do with relationships?
You mean like male relationships or like
relationships, people, male, friends, like whatever relationships? How do you think is your relationships different?
think that I've always been the type of person that's like, in relationships, whether or not it's male, friends, family, I'm a chauffeur. You know what I'm saying? I'm a chauffeur type of person. So like, if you're in the moment of, you know what I'm saying, loving me and you're showing me that you actually care, I'm not gonna put you on that shelf. I'm gonna have you right here with me. I'm gonna have you near and dear to my heart. But unfortunately, the way that I disconnect from people is very much, I will put them on a shelf and that's where they will stay. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's only to protect myself, because I feel like the way that I love, I've been so sick and tired of getting hurt through love. And I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about through friends, family, all of that. That it's like, once I get to that point of, you know what I'm saying, you're not trying to help me, you're trying to hurt me. It's just, you know, I tend to kind of pull away from that person.
Is it easy?
It's very easy. I don't know what it is, but it's like, it's
even with years in?
Even with years in, very much. Because I believe in choosing you. I believe in you choosing you. You know what I'm saying? I believe that if I have to constantly sit back and say, okay, I'm going through this drama, or I'm going through this hurt, or I'm going through this, it's always something with this particular person, I can love you, but I can love you from over here. You know what I'm saying? And that love will never be broken. It will never be shattered. If anybody do anything to you, I got you. If you need me, I got you. But I'm going to send it from over there. I'm going to mail it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's like, it's always me versus me. And what that, and that's not a bad thing. You say you're gonna choose you.
Yeah, I have to choose me. I have to.
And that's a good thing. And it's okay to love people from a distance. Like we say, some relationships are just toxic, and we don't. Yeah. I love you, but I'm gonna love you over there. Mm-hmm. But if you need me, I'm gonna be there.
As soon as you need me,
without a doubt. And that's sort of like the love you say your mama displayed from another state. Mm-hmm. Like when you needed her. She heard, and it's just something about her knowing her child. Like it wasn't a drill.
Yeah.
Like she said, okay, yeah,
all right, this is game time.
Yeah, and you say that moment changed her life forever.
Yeah,
we should say forever.
Especially. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like even now, if my mother was to get on my nerves right now, I would meet her with way more grace, because I know that in the end, she's not. I don't feel like she's angry with me no more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we've both, you know, put them white flags up, and we're working actively to just simply be there for each other, and to, you know what I'm saying, meet each other where we are, you know what I'm saying? But like, just people in general, you know, I think that even when it is a thing of me choosing me, mm-hmm. no matter what the situation is, you know what I'm saying? If it's a bad relationship, it's a bad friendship, if it's a bad familyship, you know what I'm saying? Even when I do choose me, I feel like nobody remains the same. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that being said, if you do have to put somebody on a shelf, if they on that shelf and you seeing that they're no longer coming with that type of energy, the energy that was causing, you know what I'm saying, things to be negative or things to just be out of place, you know what I'm saying? At some point in time, you can meet that person where they are, you know what I'm saying? But I do not believe in meeting people where they are if it's going to be drama filled, or if it's going to be, if you're going to, no.
Yeah, and I definitely get that, because I don't like a lot of drama. I like peace. I'm at an age now, I want peace and stability and genuineness around me. I want people that's genuine. If I got to question why you're around me, what am I doing in this room, like, I don't even want to be there.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, I think that this transition, for one, I don't believe that anybody in my life was removed from my life.
Okay.
I don't believe that anybody in my life was removed from my life accidentally. I think that most recently I went through, within the past 2-3 years, I think that God has placed and removed people from my life intentionally. And in him doing that, I think that God set me down by myself for a really good amount of time, and showed me that if I don't have nobody, I still got him.
Yeah, I do believe that. He said, well, this is going to hurt, so I'm going to protect them for later.
Yeah.
This got to go. And that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing. Do you feel like, as say you're 29 years old, do you feel like friendships and relationships are the same as they were back then when you were coming up?
No. I think that we're doing so much hurt towards each other, that it's just like, I feel like the older you get, it's more so of, well, okay, you know, I'll just stay in my own little bubble, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I went from asking why I was not allowed to be around certain people to fully understanding why I was protected from those people, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like, I feel like when I was younger, everybody was my friend. I had so many friends when I was doing everything wrong. When I was out having a good time and not taking care of responsibilities, I had so many friends. I was so known in Charlotte. I'm talking about everybody knew Jasmine. Everybody knew Jazz, you know what I'm saying?
When you was in the streets.
When I was in the streets, when I was in being responsible, you know what I'm saying? When all I had to my name was a pair of nice sneakers, everybody knew Jasmine, you know what I'm saying? When I started to get older, and it was like, whoa, I can't.
Older and wiser.
Older and wiser. I can't sit right there. I can't sit in this room. I can't be around this person. Yeah. I can't hang with that group of people. My circle got smaller and smaller and smaller. And what I noticed is, I still have friends to this day where, you know, I can go down Bradford. We're gonna have some good old time. You know what I'm saying? Just people that I grew up with that I still hold near and dear to my heart, but because, you know, I have so much to lose right now, they know I can't come and hang out as much as I used to. So I've heard things like, I think I'm better than everybody. I've heard, I think I'm on my high horse. I've heard, I think I'm too good. I think I'm this. I think I'm all of that. Blah blah blah. And it's, in a sense, it's kind of hurtful because it's like.
Let me say this: keep doing what you doing, because when you done been through something, like you say you've been going through, like as a child, you say you've been going through stuff like oppositions and trauma, and having a baby right out of school and sleeping on couches and trying to find your way, join the military, like you've been going through this. So when something do happen good in your life, embrace it. Like, it's not bragging. You remember we was talking about that's being grateful. You just happy it's happening to me, because you never thought, and
I never saw it.
You never seen this part of your life. You never seen this part. So of course, and people that think like that is looking at it from a jealous heart. But
I feel like they don't understand. If I'm here, where do you think I'm a hold? Like, if you would have came to me with, you know what I'm saying, some type of love and compassion and said, hey, you know, like, instead of talking about me behind my back about how I think I'm this and how I think I'm that, you know what I'm saying, you would be right here with me. You would be right here basking in what I'm basking in, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that people understand that it's like, when you do, you know, when you're trying to get yourself together, you're already going through so much. But to hear the people that you actually love, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, it can be people that's older than you, that watched you grow up, that know that, you know, what your mother went through, that know what you went through, that will even sit back and still use the phrase, oh yeah, she thinks she better than everybody. What?
And yeah, that.
But you told me when I was a little girl that you wanted nothing at all but the best for me.
Yeah.
You told me that. But now that I'm slowly getting it together, I'm wrong for separation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like just relationships in general with people, you know what I'm saying, it's so hard as you get older, because it's like you go into a mental space of, is my relationship with you gonna hurt or help me?
Yeah.
And it don't even be the people that are, you know what I'm saying, that are not meant for you to be around. It be the people that they be associated with, because your associations become my associations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody. You have different relationships with different people, but I'm not the type. I'm grateful for where you are today and where I am. You know, we really got us. It's really us. So okay, so all this stuff has happened. Where is Jasmine at today?
Still trying to figure it out. Still, it's a thing of, I think it's hilarious because I I think people will see me post something on social media, or they'll see me on social media and they'll be like, oh, Jasmine, she doing it. She doing her thing. No, honey. Jasmine still, I just had a moment, I want to say a day last week, where I was in my house, in my living room, on my couch, and I was listening to Sarah Jakes, and I was in tears because, you know, I'm just like, God, like, I'm thankful for where I'm at, but I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. It's like I'm happy to be where I am, but also, you know, with new responsibility, or with growth comes new responsibility. And sometimes that backpack on your back can get so heavy.
So heavy.
And people look and they see the finished product, or they when you, first of all, when you going through on the inside, I'm the type of person, when I'm going through on the inside, I'm inside of my house with God and I'm going through that. My relationship with God has grown more than anything. So it's times where I'll be in the house with, you know, in my just crying, you know what I'm saying? Telling God, like, I need help right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's to the point to where, you know, even my son, like, you know, he done came in the living room before, like, Mom, I hear you crying, what's wrong? And I'm like, baby, you gotta understand, like, these tears that I have, yes, I'm hurting right now, I'm a little bit sad, but your mother understands that, you know, this is just those growing pains that just simply, they hurt a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you just gotta keep on rolling with the punches, you know what I'm saying? So overall, I think right now, God, I'm in a place to where God has me right where he want me, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, go ahead.
So just, no, you go. You're free.
But yeah, like, I just want to encourage anybody, like, I'm so sorry for getting emotional. It's just, I just want to encourage anybody, like, I don't care how tough it may be, how many times you want to give up, like, just remember where you started at and just keep pushing, and get on your knees and talk to God, because when you don't have nobody, God is right there. He's still listening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I'm really grateful for my grandmother, because my grandmother is the one that kept pushing that small mustard seed, that small piece of mustard seed, you know what I'm saying? And just having faith, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, right now in life, I feel like God has me exactly where he wants me. And I know for a fact that, you know, He's using my life right now as that stage to show his grace and his mercy, and to show that it don't matter where you started, it's gonna matter where you end at, you know what I'm saying? So just, you know, I'm just hoping and praying that the future holds more. You know what I'm saying?
I used to look at certain people. Growing pains you was talking about, everybody go through stuff. Everybody. But when you give birth, like, a woman, she go through pain, she go through her 9 months. It hurts giving birth. But once you give birth, like, you fall in love. So once you get to the other side of that problem, it feels so good.
It feels so good.
It feels so good. So growing pains is not, it feels bad at the time because you're going through them. But like, if somebody could come to you and they be like, yo, Jasmine, this what I'm going through. You be like, gosh, I went through that about 2 years ago. Look, do this. Your pain is now being used to help somebody else or strengthen somebody else.
Yeah. I will honestly say it's hilarious, because when I've had people say, you know, I look up to you. I've had people say, you know, Jasmine, can you help me get to where you at? And I just be looking like, I really be trying to figure out where people think I'm at, because
what are you doing today? Where do you work today?
So, you know, of course, my salon or whatever.
Your salon?
Yeah.
No, because I'm saying you were just working for $8 an hour.
Yeah.
So, and going through all this stuff at the same time, sleeping on couches. Now you have what's the name of your salon? Don't tell me.
My salon name is Jass Byrd. It is located literally right off of Little Rock Road. Yeah, Yeah, so if you guys need your hair done, please come out. But yeah, so I do work at Get Jass Byrd. I do have employees. And also, I literally just launched my new braid band that is selling worldwide. I launched it on Black.
I swear I'm feeling you. You ain't just cute, you getting money too. I'm finna trick on. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine.
If anything ever got rocky, well, it's still very possible for you to take care of yourself too. That's in a nutshell, that's basically what she taught me, yeah.
Okay, so are you grateful for that?
No, not really.
No, just one of them things. You're not comfortable.
I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a.
I believe you're still growing though. You fixed it with your mama.
Yeah.
You got your business. You're doing real good.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing real good, and you might not know this, but I think it's safe to say that a lot of the things you describe. See, sometimes like as we give our loved ones and our kids things that all we got, and maybe we might not see it until we get older. Like you say, there was love, that structure was needed, but that's what I got, that love and that structure. And maybe like and you remind me of your mother 100%. I told you in your kitchen, I'll say that's true. You just said that like that was the split image. Like I just told you that, and you remind me even everything up into the things that you till today and the things you've been through. Everything except she didn't go to the army. She didn't go to the army, but she done had her battles. She done had battles. She done fought, and you know like and she's in a healthy place right now.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my mama.
I'm very proud.
Ma, if you watch this, let me just tell you, you get on my nerves, of course, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to say I really appreciate you for standing by me the way you have since everything happened. And I also want to say that I'm very proud of you because I feel like for you to have went through the things that you went through as a kid, I don't think I would have been able to come out on top. And I think I would have had an excuse. I feel like I would have had an excuse.
I need to get her on here because if you ever sat down, I don't know if you know her story, but like she has a story.
Yeah.
Like and if you sit down and you talk to her, y'all talk like, and you find out her story, you will realize like, gosh, Mom, we twins.
Yeah.
That's what you may realize. And so if you watching this, internet, like this is your invitation to Ain't No Days Off podcast. Yeah, but thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. I love you. Give me a hug. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for not making me feel uncomfortable.
Oh no. Well, you were feeling uncomfortable at first, and I told you once we start talking, like it's
gonna be natural.
It's gonna be natural.
Yeah.
It's gonna be natural. So I'm the
I swear I'm feeling you. You ain't just cute, you getting money too. I'm finna trick on. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine. I swear I'm feeling you. You ain't just cute, you getting money too. I'm finna trick on. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine. I swear I'm feeling you. You ain't just cute, you getting money too. I'm finna trick on. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe, you know you fine. Babe, you know you fine.